Have you ever wondered why some people build wealth while others are always just getting by? The difference isn't always about salary. It often comes down to mindset and daily choices. Today, we're revealing the 7 biggest differences between the rich and the poor and how you can use this insight to transform your financial life. If this resonates with you, like the video, share your thoughts in the comments, and send it to someone who needs to hear this. Let's grow together. 1. Stealth wealth. There's an interesting phenomenon. Truly wealthy people rarely show off. Contrary to popular belief, real wealth is quiet. It's not about flashy vacation photos, designer logos, or luxury cars on social media. Even though social platforms encourage showing off, people with long-term vision know that the less you show, the more you actually have. Flashing wealth might earn likes, but it rarely builds real financial freedom. Wealthy individuals choose to stay low-key for strategic reasons. First, security. The less you appear to have, the less of a target you become for scams, theft, or envy. Second, freedom. True wealth gives you autonomy, not the burden of maintaining a rich persona. The more you show off, the more you lock yourself into a lifestyle that's hard to maintain. That leads to stress, pressure, and bad financial decisions. Quiet wealth, on the other hand, brings peace and focus on what really matters. Meanwhile, many influencers promote a lifestyle they don't even have. They rent luxury cars, wear borrowed watches, all for likes and validation. But that doesn't build assets. It builds debt and anxiety. Worse, this fake display becomes a role model for people just starting out, feeling frustration and unfair comparisons. Real wealth isn't about what you show. It's about what you build. Practical tip: reevaluate your status-driven spending. Swap showing off for investing. People who truly have wealth don't need to prove it. And if you're still building, stay focused. You don't need an audience. 2. Investment and financial leverage. Poor mindsets see money as something to spend. Rich mindsets see it as something to plant. And that's the key difference between those who build wealth and those living paycheck to paycheck. This difference in how people see money shapes the path they take. Some focus on the now, while others think about the future. The wealthy understand that to earn more, your money needs to work for you. That happens through smart investments in stocks, funds, real estate, or businesses. The goal isn't just to save for the sake of it. It's to multiply. Invested money grows, gains value, pays dividends, and brings peace of mind down the road. Here's the contrast. People with limited income focus on saving. People with vision focus on leveraging. And by leverage, we're not just talking about debt. We're talking about using the resources you have to create more capital. It's like chess. Wealthy people think several moves ahead. They know every dollar can turn into 10 if used wisely. For example, investing $10,000 at a 10% annual return gives you $1,000. But investing $100,000 gives you $10,000. The game changes as your capital grows. And growth becomes exponential when you reinvest and give it time. That's the secret. Let time and compound interest work in your favor. Starting small isn't the problem. Staying stuck is. Practical tip: start investing, even with a little. Let time work for you. Saving alone isn't enough. You need to multiply. Idle money loses value. Invested money builds your future. 3. Delayed gratification. Wealthy people master a rare skill, delaying immediate pleasure to achieve something greater in the future. This choice takes maturity, vision, and self-control. And that self-control is often what's missing in poor financial decisions. Choosing long-term gain over instant reward is a key to lasting success. While many spend on quick pleasures, like a new phone, an expensive dinner, or designer clothes, the wealthy think about the long-term impact of those choices. It's not about living a life of deprivation. It's about balancing desire and purpose. Spending less today can mean spending with peace of mind tomorrow. A classic Stanford study, the marshmallow test, showed that children who could wait for a bigger reward later ended up with better academic, professional, and financial outcomes as adults. That experiment proved that success often begins with small, simple decisions. The ability to wait is a powerful strength. In practical terms, it's simple. Imagine investing just $1 at age 20, earning an average return of 10% per year. By age 65, that dollar could be worth up to $88. Now imagine the impact of consistently investing $100, $1,000, or $10,000. Time turns small decisions into big results. The secret is starting early and staying consistent, even if it feels like a tiny amount at first. Practical tip: before buying something, ask yourself, is this bringing me closer to or further from financial freedom? The pleasure of now can cost you the peace of tomorrow. Swap impulse for vision. 4. Investing in assets. Rich people buy assets. Poor people buy liabilities, thinking they're assets. And that's one of the most common misunderstandings in personal finance. It's not your fault. Schools rarely teach the difference between something that earns you money and something that only costs you. An asset puts money into your pocket. It could be a stock that pays dividends, a rental property, or a profitable business. A liability, on the other hand, takes money out, like a finance car, a TV on installments, or expensive clothes. The rich mindset asks, will this pay me in the future? The poor mindset asks, will this make me look good right now? That difference is huge. Many people think buying a new car is an investment, but a car loses value, needs maintenance, and costs insurance. Wealthy people focus their money on things that provide continuous returns. That doesn't mean living poorly or giving up comfort. It means understanding that assets come first, luxuries later. As wealth grows, so does a proportion of assets. A typical wealth-building graph shows this transition. At first, investments are small, but over time, assets multiply while liabilities are minimized. This shift happens naturally when you prioritize the long term. Assets are seeds, liabilities are fallen leaves. You need to plant before you can harvest. Practical tip: every time you're about to spend, ask yourself, does this earn me money or cost me money? Focus your income on assets that grow over time. Prioritize what pays you, not what just shows you off. 5. Financial management. Wealthy people know their numbers. They know how much they earn, how much they spend, and what's left over. Poorer individuals often just feel like they don't have money, but don't really know where it's going. And without that clarity, making smart decisions is like shooting in the dark. What you don't know becomes the enemy of your progress. Using a budget spreadsheet, a finance app, or even a simple notebook to track daily expenses makes a difference. And more importantly, wealthy people follow clear rules, like the 60/30/10 rule. 60% for needs, 30% for wants, and 10% for investments. These rules build discipline. And over time, discipline becomes freedom. This kind of control helps avoid impulsive decisions, especially those driven by social pressure, like going to an expensive restaurant just to keep up with friends or buying something because everyone else has won. Living to impress others is the fastest way to stay stuck financially. Remember, real wealth is quiet. And don't forget, wealth is built through consistency. Saving just $200 per month might seem like nothing, but over 10 years with compound interest, it could grow to over $40,000. It's not about how much you earn. It's about what you do with what you earn. The difference lies in your habits, not just your income. Practical tip: get complete clarity on your financial life. Knowing exactly where every cent goes is the first step toward freedom. Control is power. 6. Credit and debt leverage. Getting credit is easy. Using it wisely is what separates the wealthy from the deeply indebted. Credit isn't the enemy, it's a tool. And like any tool, it can build or destroy, depending on who's using it. People with a solid financial mindset treat credit as a resource, not an extension of their income. They pay bills on time, keep their credit card limits under control, and maintain a strong credit score, which give them access to better rates and more opportunities. Having good credit is like having financial credibility, and that kind of credibility opens doors. A simple example: a mortgage at 6.5% interest instead of 7% might not sound like much, but over 30 years, it can save you tens of thousands of dollars. A small rate difference becomes a massive impact on your long-term net worth. And more than that, wealthy people know how to use debt productively, taking low-interest loans to invest in things that generate higher returns. Poorer individuals tend to take on debt to consume, not to grow. That's the key. Good debt is an investment. Bad debt holds you back. Practical tip: use credit smartly. Pay in full whenever possible and protect your financial reputation. Good debt brings money back to you. 7. Lifelong learning. For anyone aiming to build wealth, learning never stops. Rich people know that when you stop learning, you stop growing. And when you stop growing, you start falling behind. They consistently invest in their knowledge. They read books, listen to podcasts, take courses, join mentorships, and attend events. They understand that the more they know, the more they can earn. Knowledge is the one asset that never loses value. In fact, the more you share it, the more it grows. This growth mindset always puts them one step ahead. While many people stop learning after school, successful people make learning a lifestyle. They know that one good idea, one well-informed decision, or one powerful connection can change everything. They treat learning as a priority, not a luxury. Most financial opportunities come from understanding, not luck. Those who understand make smarter choices. Those who don't pay the price. Practical tip: set aside time and money to keep learning. Start with one book a month, one podcast a day. The return on knowledge is the highest of all. Invest in yourself. These are the 7 key differences between the rich and the poor: stealth wealth, smart investing, delayed gratification, asset focus, financial management, strategic use of credit, and continuous learning. None of these rely on luck, just conscious decisions. You don't need to be born rich to become wealthy. You just need to change the way you think and act. So if this content made sense to you, leave a like, share your thoughts in the comments, and send this video to someone who also needs to shift their financial mindset. Subscribe to the channel for more videos that will help you build your freedom.